All right, everybody, we are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. Thank you so much for joining us. As we always do before we get started, we just want to thank you all for the support. It really means a lot. Everyone who has been supporting Search for Huru, thank you so much. To our Karatbars partners, thank you so much. Make sure you guys go to dynastymirror.com. Again, make sure you guys go to dynastymirror.com. While you're there, buy some merchandise, buy some books. Also, please join the email list as well. Please join the email list. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the content too. Again, like, share, and subscribe to the content. That would really mean a lot. And it become a monthly Patreon. Patreon.com, search for Huru. Patreon.com, search for Huru. Without further ado, everyone, I have my brother, or we have my brother, or we as in I as in we, have my brother on on today. Mr. Fitzgerald Stevens. And today's topic is, it's time to think on an international level, on a global scale, you guys. Before we jump into it, my Karatbars affiliate links in the chat room. Again, my Karatbars affiliate links in the chat room. Click on the affiliate link, sign up as an affiliate. Also, it is scrolling at the bottom of the ticker, and will also be in the description, you guys. Click on the link, sign up as an affiliate, and we will get you guys up and running. But today's topic, time to think on an international level. So Fitzgerald, I know we spoke about this. I don't know if we talked about this during the show or offline in regards to the number of people who are renouncing their U.S. citizenship.
We talked about it briefly a little bit on the show, but it's definitely increasing, man.
Right.
It's definitely increasing.
And here's another one. Here's another article I read last week. I guess we'll say Europeans whose great great grandparents who immigrated over here back in like the late 1800s, early 1900s. Their children now are going back to their countries of origin and making sure they get dual citizenship, so they can have dual citizenship, so they can go. And they're saying, like,
that makes sense.
And they're saying that. It's to the point now they're even saying like we're leaving America. We're going to move back to Italy or Greece, even Greece, Italy, wherever, and we're going like in the next.
That's smart, man. I haven't heard anything about that. That's something that you're not going to see on mainstream media.
Oh no.
But yeah, that's smart. I'm all for that.
So then the question becomes: if you move internationally, what are you going to do? And so, me and Fitzgerald, we're very big on Karatbars because you could take it wherever you go. As long as you have internet, phone service, internet, and a phone, you can operate it wherever you go. But it's just that everything's changing for sure with the internet, laptops. I mean, phones, these phones are now more powerful than the laptops me and you were using maybe 7-8 years ago. Like this phone right here is more powerful than my MacBook Air that I was using that I got back in 2012.
Yeah, I know it's in the Dell computer I'm currently using right now, the Dell Latitude. I'm a big fan of Dell computers. So, my Galaxy Note 88, and that's considered an old phone. I mean, it's up to Galaxy 20 now, but yeah, I mean, you
hold on, stop for sure. It's Galaxy 20. Hold on, because the new 20 just came.
Yeah, I have this right here is a Note 8, what people call me on. I love the Note 8 because it's paid for. I just hung up the Sprint right now. It's paid for, man. It's dropping that bill, and I love that. But would I mind having an extra one, a better one, nice? But yeah, because you know what, that's what I want to get to the ultimate thing where. I want to find a phone that's good enough for me that I can run my Windows applications, my Words, and I don't really even have to have a desktop. I mean, not a desktop. I don't have a desktop anyway, like a laptop. I want to be able to have a computer like that strong and powerful that it's like a phone but a laptop. I mean, like when I mostly do my Karatbars application, I'm primarily doing it on my computer. And instead of my phone, I want it to be, especially when I start traveling the other way around. But that's an interesting thing, man. I have not heard that from any newsfeed media. Like people like, okay, the immigrants coming over here, and I assume you talk about the 2 generations removed. Well,
like 2-3 generations removed.
Yeah,
Like,
okay. So they're looking back to go back to Italy and Spain, and yeah, that's smart. That's real smart.
Yeah, and like I said, they're they don't currently have their dual citizenship, but they literally are going back to get it, or going to the embassies here in America, and they're getting their dual citizenships now. And they're saying there's an uptick in that. Like a lot of third generation or second generation, third generation immigrants. They're like, look, we're bouncing. And like you said, they're not talking about this in mainstream media for some reason.
For a nation that's made up of immigrants, most of with the Europeans coming over here, I don't know why not. I don't know. Like, for instance, my DNA test tells me I'm from Nigeria and Benin. I don't know how I would go about getting a citizenship in one of those countries. No, I just don't know. No, but perhaps in this time and age, I don't know is not a word that should be coming out of your, not a sentence that should be coming out of your mouth right now. Just guess I need to find out. So, Dinesh, you trace your root. You're Nigerian citizens. How did you do it?
So it was done through DNA, and also my king, he helped me out as far as finding out my roots, and so that's how I was able to get my king.
Okay. Well, once we did the 23andMe and the thing, and then my middle brother, he did a DNA test. Okay, we come around from that area too. No, but with Nigeria, okay. I show up. I go. Well, first of all, I have to be able to prove it. I guess I have to take the test.
Well, I think the first thing is we got to get you to Nigeria, Fitzgerald. We got to get you guys to come first visit.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, agreed. I don't like big cities, man. So you got a city out there, Lagos, like 20 million people. Where could I go, like a medium city, like maybe 300?
You go Ibadan. I said, how big? One more time.
300, 400,000. You
go to, Oshobo.
Okay, is it on the water?
No.
I gotta have the beach.
Okay. Outside of Lagos, Lagos is very big. So certain parts outside of Lagos isn't that congested. You can go out there.
All right.
And near the beach.
All right. Well, I'll be pretty much well accepted out there. They won't look at me and say, "Man, you're too light to be over here."
You'll be fine.
Well, you hear reports, but it's just good to talk to someone like yourself. But yeah, I'm very much interested. I would love to have another citizenship. I was like, for a couple of years back, I was thinking about Canadian because I used to go up there so much.
How is that process as far as getting the citizenship? Have you ever inquired on that or no?
Thorough, brother. Thorough. You just don't go out there and say you want to slap down with Canadian citizenship. They're very thorough. I could have got it, because
Why did you get it?
Want to come back south.
Oh, okay. You can have both, Fitzgerald. It's called dual citizenship.
Yeah, but you got to live in Canada a couple of years to do that, man. You just don't go in and flash in the pants and just say like, "Hey, I want to go. I just want to show up there and do it." Now, Canada, for those of you who don't know, they are very friendly to the African continent, to the Caribbean area, even to the United States. I mean, they come on. And so, say for instance, that you guys hear me talk about my favorite city, Montreal. Montreal has a huge Haitian population up there.
Right.
Huge population. There's Toronto. They have a Caravana festival. That's like a Caribbean festival.
Have you ever been to one, Fitzgerald?
No, man. I regret I didn't.
I gotta go.
You can't be showing up at Caravana festival. You gotta be geared up for that, boy. You really do.
All right.
That'd be an offline topic, man. But you have a huge African Caribbean population up in Toronto and even Ottawa. They're very lax with the immigration policy towards people of color. Now, man, I mean, I could really enjoy it up there. I mean, I'm very, very familiar with the country. I've been going there for several years. I've many friends up there and everything, so I wouldn't have a problem with that. No, I just wouldn't. But I wouldn't want to give up my U.S. citizenship. I mean, no matter where I go, I wouldn't want to give up my U.S. citizenship.
What do you think about the people who are giving theirs up?
I guess it's a real, like, take that guy like for Severin, for Facebook, when he gave up his U.S. citizenship by way of Singapore. He did it for tax purposes. See, because the U.S. The United States is the only country I'm well aware of, and maybe someone in the audience who is more astute in this than I am can give additional information or even correct me if I'm wrong. With the United States, we are the only country that, even if you are a dual citizen with another country, you're still subject to U.S. taxes here.
True.
You know,
which is crazy.
Tina Turner relinquished her U.S. citizenship for Switzerland, and she just totally gave it up. One of the reasons is for the tax implications she had to have. Now, because the U.S. requires it. She's been she's been living out the United States for over 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And there is Mr. Human with Sierra Leone. Yeah, Prince Amir's get me in Sierra Leone. That's a place I could look at. To really look at. The way I hear about it, I think I really would enjoy it. No, and but I will more probably want to settle in on the Western Africa. Maybe if I go East Africa, it'd be like Ethiopia. I'm really drawn to that land there. But I would like to. I definitely want to have another passport in my arsenal besides the United States. Definitely.
Yeah, so it was discovered. So we're on Ororua, where I'm a prince at. It was discovered that my ancestors came from there. So.
Well, here's a comment that I could use, like New Day 2019. Not just U.S., Canada does that too. I assume that you're talking about you have to pay taxes if you're a Canadian citizen. You decide to go to somewhere else. I never knew that. So then again, Canada gets real cold in January and stuff like that. So I have to be back maybe in the Tampa, my summer place and get down in there. Yeah, but these are things that we're going to think about for options. The title of the show is Thinking on an International Level. We have to think on that perspective. These are things you're going to have to come to a grip to it. I'm not of the perspective that maybe someone out there is not doing it better than my home country, United States. I'm not of the perspective, but maybe somewhere I think I would enjoy living better. Have a better quality of living than my country, United States. I would like to see what's out there, and I would like somewhere else that I could call home just in case I do have to leave here.
Right.
And have to leave here. I don't know what's going to happen in the future.
But I was going to ask you this because you're good at predicting things. Do you think it will come to the point where we would have to leave here? We won't hold you to it, but just.
I think that when you said we, as I can speak for the current state of melanated people, Black people, with the current policies I see in place, especially with the brutality or a lot of the so-called court system and police officers wholesale and murdering Black people, brutalizing, terrorizing people, the court system. I just think many of us are just not comfortable here anymore.
Right.
I mean, I just really believe that. And this stuff has been going on with us since 1619. Now, don't tell me for any critic who wants to sit up here and listen. Yeah, but it's better than what it was before. Okay, I'll just, instead of beating you in 7 days a week, 2 times a day, I'm now down to beating you in 2 days a week, 3 times a day. Right. I don't prescribe to that, but I think a lot of us, and as far as what we're seeing, is maybe there are some other places we need to look at as people. We're going to keep getting systematically discriminated against, murdered, women, children, incarcerated at a stupidly incredible rate, wealth being extracted. I think that would be only intelligent, to look at the way how you want to thrive and survive, to maybe look at other places to see where you could go for a better quality of life for yourself and your family.
Cool, perfect. Guys, make sure you hit that like button again. Make sure you hit that like button. Hello, Indona. How are you? Indona, you're hold on. Yeah, here you go. Indona, you're the person your name after is tattooed on my arm, Indona. Right there.
You need to tell me about this person a little later on. No.
Tattoo on arm right there in Dona. So,
but I think right now, I think right now what we should be looking at, ladies and gentlemen, we should be looking at preparation for options. I mean, we things like that. We should look at preparation. What if this was to occur? What if this? I mean, I believe in contingency plans. I mean, there's nothing wrong to have a global perspective. I think in this day and age, we need to have that. No, I mean, Shirley, please don't get hung up. And even if you're in Africa right now, please don't get hung up like think that your game is the only one in town. I mean, please don't think that maybe you can go somewhere and truly thrive better. Maybe you have to change playground. Maybe you want to change playgrounds. Maybe you want to experience more with another culture, another place to be, another option to perhaps raise your family or acquire some additional information, learning, or new experience. I think a man or woman is greatly limited. No, I don't think. I know a man or woman is greatly limited if they have not or do not have the ability to travel. And when I'm talking travel, I'm not talking about necessarily going from Florida here to Miami or Florida here to Colorado. I'm talking about looking at maybe Florida here, Florida to maybe in Angola, maybe South America, maybe Italy, maybe a Switzerland. Go ahead and look at how different people think. How different cultures live. I think it's I would definitely, if I had to pick my country, and if I was real serious about let's go ahead and see what I can do, learn from strong family values and looking at how people keep the family together, the father, mother, children, and that nuclear family together, and that's how they're doing it successful. Man, I'm on a plane. I'm in Africa. I'm not looking at the Canadians for that. I dang sure ain't looking at the United States for that. We got dang near close to 80% divorce rate over here. Families.
Is it that high?
Yeah, man. 70, 75, something like that. 75, 76. Yeah, it's probably close to 80. Yeah. And not to mention many second marriages or third marriages and things like that. So obviously there's something seems to be off here far as what within the West of what's happening with the roles or what's happening with the breakdown in the family. So I wouldn't want that. Maybe I would want to look at maybe moving my family to a different place, or where they can obviously some people over on the African continent, they seem to have more knowledge with that than we do, because they seem to really be holding their stuff together more so to the West. I'm not saying they don't have problems. I mean, marriage is tough, man. I mean, that can be a tough thing, different mindsets, different ideas, but but also no, family is very, very important, because if you're trying to build wealth, I mean, you want to build it for your family, and you want to keep that family intact, so that you can make sure that wealth perpetuates down in your family line. So these are just some personal views of mine. I mean, as far as what I would like to think, I like to travel. I like to meet people. I like to experience, do different things. I'm not at such a point, even though I am an elder now, I'm not at such a point that I can't learn anything from talking to elders who were raised different than me. Who have a different perspective than me. I think everyone, we all have something contributed to each other. Like if when I started on my journey how to build wealth, I sought out seek out people who was already wealthy, seek out what they know, seek out what they're doing, and try, because I had to start thinking like what I want to become. If I want to become wealthy, I had to get around those people. I had to talk to them, see how they think. I had to see how they built, what did they do, what they didn't do. And a lot of things I found about it was not only they had certain procedures that they followed, meaning acquire assets or build residual income, reduce debt, create instruments that they can lead generational wealth. They have different conversations. I mean, one of the statements you don't hear out of their mouth coming, I can't afford it. They use like a new statement, like what I heard Grant Cardone. He used a statement that said, don't say you can't afford something. Ask a successful person, like maybe you want a Gulfstream jet, which I do one day. No, I want my own private jet. Well, he'd say, consider asking someone who has with that. Say, ask them the question. Say that you can't afford it. Ask them the question. Say, what did you do in order to acquire that? What did you do? What exactly did you do to build that type of wealth, or to grab this type of house, or to be able to or be able to travel, or be able to have Nigerian citizenship? You noticed the question I asked Prince Amir just a few statements back. I said, how did you get it? What did you do to get that citizenship?
So it was discovered that my roots were in Otoruo.
But that's the important question. Like, okay, wanting citizenship is another thing, but how did you do it? How did you go about it? See, it's the information that you need, and you got to be able to be humble enough to ask someone that. I mean, but if you're going to sit up there, if I would have took the mindset, hey, I can't get citizenship. I was born and raised in the States. My mom and my dad's dad and dad, we're always born. I couldn't do anything. Well, guess what? It sort of shuts you down where you think where you won't. But if you sit around there, well, I can't never build wealth. We came from family of poor. We're middle class people. We just got by. This is what we do. This is how we live. Well, then you need to seek out a mentor, or you need to seek out a system. Ask them exactly what did you do to attain that, and you need to do what they did. Do what they have done to get what they have. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't have the luxury of being our own tribe and our own territory, our own particular nation and stuff. I mean, business is moving globally. Business is moving global. The world is so connected. The World Wide Web has been a game changer. I can facilitate conversation with people all over the world. We can find common interests, and I can learn from them. They can learn from me. Perfect example. Prince Amir and I was working with a gentleman who we're helping build wealth by way of our Karatbar business. He's located in Madrid, Spain. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm talking here. He was over in Madrid. He called me. I live in Tampa. I connected Prince Amir in Atlanta, and we're all talking about putting something together for him over in Madrid. Now, the cool thing about him, he's an American. Mr. Ian's American. He just happened to go over to Spain to teach English. So he's in Spain. Whether the southern tier borders right, Africa. It's nowhere away from Africa.
Morocco.
Yeah, it's a lot of black Spaniards. Look like Dinas myself, especially like Dinas. You never see them on the news, but so it's. But I knew that, and I could tell him that. He seemed like surprised that I knew that, but you gotta be exposed around the travel. You got to be exposed around how other people do things, whether in finances, whether in business, whether in relationships. Because at the end of the day, it's all about getting better. Wealth is just one component. We talk about this wealth often on this channel. I make it no surprise or leave no doubt that when I come on this channel, I'm talking about building wealth. But you know what? There's more to my life than just building wealth. I want to learn how to be a better man and health wise, and my relationship with my God. I want to be conversational, mentally, physically, in order to do that, you got to talk to people. You got to network with people. You got to build a network to get skills that you don't have. And nothing builds skills as far as association, but it's faster than association. Education is a small part of that. But take for instance this: you can be a great entrepreneur. You could be a great manager or have a great marriage or anything like that. But if you don't know how to network with people who are better with it than you, you're eventually going to have a chance to a propensity to slip backwards. So wealth has been very interesting. Wealth has been a real paramount thing for man since God created the first one. But the wealth is transforming these days. It used to be where it was different regions or different nations, different countries. Now it's the global community. We are all connected. We are all connected, especially with the World Wide Web. Wealth is moving different. And, it's in gold, it's in cryptocurrency, it's still in real estate, it's in other avenues that maybe people didn't think about years ago, or they stuck to traditional methods, and they continue to stick to traditional methods. Maybe they're going to get left behind. And so we have to talk, like India. The nation of India, they are known for their mathematics. Well, that used to be, the Africans used to be known very much for that. Matter of fact, a lot of your coding jobs are coming out of India, and a lot of your service jobs are coming out of that area. But like far as for immigrant group, like say for immigrant group in the United States, you know who the fastest growing immigrants in the United States and the most academically accomplished are? You know who they are?
Nigerians.
The Nigerians. So it would behoove us, man, what are we doing over there? These are Black people coming over here, and then they're dominating in fields and stuff. Well, why are you doing it? What is about your upbringing that you're doing? See, this is what I mean talking. And it's and Nigeria is poised to lead the African Union if they get their stuff straight. I mean,
right.
they got issues over there too, not as much as other ones, but other nations over there. But my point is, what are you guys doing? How are you coming over this society right here, United States of America, or up in Canada? How are you dominating academically like this? How are you having some of the most successful careers in this environment? And one thing I noticed about Nigerians, and because I've met quite a few of them, even before Prince Amir, they still maintain that cohesive family unit, and that seems to be the nucleus of what they do. So we need to know, what are they doing? How are they achieving this to get these results? That's what I'm talking about, learning from people. So if you're going to learn that, well, let's apply the same thing for wealth. You don't have to come from a wealthy family in order to create wealth, but you do have to have the ability to get to a mentor who knows how to build wealth. You do need to have the ability and the humility to study them and humble yourself to learn what they do, and you have to replicate it. No, you have to find a system. You have to find a system of wealth, and for the majority of the thing, wealth is not going to just jump up and out the bushes and like, I'm on you. It's not. It's come on, you're wealthy now. To do that, it's a system of choices, and I would like to see, maybe I'll make this show, because I always keep talking about it and referring everybody else.
Hold on, Fitzgerald. As you say that, guys, number one, click on that affiliate link. Click on the affiliate link in the chat room. Sign up as an affiliate. I'll personally call you. Also, it's streaming at the bottom of the ticker and will be in the description. Fitzgerald, shout out your YouTube page.
Well, my YouTube page is called Find Ways to Win. FIND Ways, WAYS, to the number 2 win, with Fitzgerald Stevens. So I'm going to start talking about a few of those things. But one of the topics I want to put on that's going to be very, very applicable to what we're talking about right now. It all comes down to choices. Prince Amir and I had this conversation before we got on this morning. Choices. The choices we make shape our destiny. And with this day and age, the biggest things that can make you wealthy is also a free thing. It's called knowledge. I'm not necessarily talking about a college degree. Right. Not necessarily talking about going to a trade school or a trade school or a college or a university, getting a piece of paper, say, I anoint you with knowledge. That's a particular training in a particular skill. For example, my degree is in international advertising from the University of Alabama. Do you realize I did not have to go to school to do what I do? That wasn't now with advertising the pretty pictures, creating interest for products and service. Had I would have do it over again, the degree should have been in international marketing. Marketing is the juggernaut. The advertising, that's just a little eye-catching thing. Marketing is a science. So
I was thinking that advertising and marketing kind of would be.
Oh no.
Okay.
No. Marketing is the science. Why do people buy? You know, what are they more apt to buy? When are they more apt to? Are they more apt to buy? What's the best time to reach them? Let's track their progress. Let's track what they're already doing. Let's track their posts. That's all Google is. Facebook is rather. Facebook is a giant marketing company. Yeah, you ever click on something and look at something, and then like you're looking at boots, and then all of a sudden you leave a page, then you're gonna all of a sudden the ad come up about boots or purses or anything else, because they're studying you, they're seeing what you're interested in, they're marketing towards your interest. That's what marketing is, a science. Advertising is like okay, you see these nice pictures of this particular car and the glossy thing. Maybe they got this, maybe have this lady, you know, with a bikini buying a car with a piece of with a champagne. What the heck that have to do with driving the car? It's designed to catch your attention. Billboards, that's the advertising. Marketing tells me how many people have a propensity to look at this billboard. You know, when are they there? And then based on that, you know, what do I need to charge for my that? This is actually science. So I would have did it different. But when you start building wealth, one of the things when you want to build wealth and you want to specialize. You know, when people think wealth, it's a broad channel, but that's not what you want to do. If you're going to get really good at something, you got to specialize in one thing. No, the Apostle Paul said, "This one thing I do." You got to find that one thing that works well for you, and you got to focus on it. You can't be like, "Hey, I'm gonna be dealing with this type of widgets one day, then I'm going to be dealing with red wagons the next, and I think I'm going to drop into sewing machines." Although those are all good products, you know, but if you diffract your time and your attention, you're probably not going to be good at neither one of them. But if you just said, "Okay, I'm just going to build my wealth business, and I'm going to concentrate on acquiring gold. I'm going to concentrate by building an internet platform, and I'm going to concentrate, you know, putting X amount of people within my organization, acquiring X amount of gold. I'm going to concentrate creating X amount of incomes in this market," and you're going to be very successful. Or anything else you decide to do. You know, we all know about doctors. Okay, so go see a doctor. And when I was a boy, we would go see Dr. Zoomstein. Dr. Zoomstein was a general practitioner, meaning he could do a couple things and, you know, and make pretty good assessments on that. But as I started getting older, especially when I had my bone marrow transplant, that's when it really hit me. Because due to a blood disease called aplastic anemia, I ran into a hematologist. Then you start running the cardio. Well, a hematologist specifically specializes in the blood. And if you can read the blood, and you know how to read the blood, you can read the whole body pretty much well. So, okay. So, but then I knew you learned about gastronomists, internal medicines, neurologists that deals with the brain and things like that. You have podiatrists that deals with the feet, and so all these guys can be very well compensated and very well successful. But generally, they don't bleed into their up to other areas. If there's a problem with someone, a doctor, that you have an issue that they're not specialized in, like maybe you have a kidney issue and stuff, and you know, and maybe that cardiologist, that cardiologist is going to refer you to an internist. If you have if they see a growth or something in your body, like maybe cancers, they're going to refer you to an oncologist. They're going to refer you to different people as specialists. They're not. Now, the same thing with wealth. Now, there are certain principles that you want to look at wealth. Okay, number one, we have to get asset conscious. We have to get asset conscious. Now, before you get assets conscious, you simply have to know how to pay yourself first. You know, I don't need to go to school to that, but I did need to be taught this. No, I'm not going to say like, you know, the wealth guy just jumped on the horn behind the tree on me. Here it is, man. You got it.
Right.
I have to, and the way I learned these things is I got to hanging around other wealth builders. No, that started way up in the 90s because I wanted to be financially free, but I didn't have the the knowledge on how to do it. And so it's simple things. Pay yourself first. Like, I got the book by George S. Clinton, The Richest Man in Babylon. I highly recommend you purchase that book. Richest Man in Babylon. First rule: pay yourself first. Okay. Then I got that piece, and then I saw, okay, you're paying yourself first. Okay, what do you do it? What do you do with it? Put it in an asset. What's an asset? An asset is something you buy, and it's going to go up in value the longer you have it. A liability is something you buy, it starts going down in value the longer you have it. So asset accumulation. Okay, great. Got that piece of the puzzle together. Let me start working on it. Okay, let's graduate. Next thing. The other thing, what you want to do is, how do I create residual income? What is residual income? Residual income is money that comes in on a continued basis, whether you're physically putting the work in for it or not. That's why you often hear me talk about royalties, residuals, and dividends, as opposed to wages. Wages is what you get paid for a job. Okay. Even if I have the assets, even if I have the residual income, even if I'm paying myself first, if I don't know anything about taxes or know someone know about taxes, my wealth is going to be taken from me through taxation, which is the biggest enemy of your wealth. So how do I minimize taxation? I have to create a business. Now, what's the number one purpose of a business? Is it to make money? Okay, simple as that, to make money. If it's not making money, you have a glorified hobby. You don't get into business to have fun. You don't get in business because you're tired of working for someone. You don't get in business because you simply think you can do a better job than your manager or your particular boss. That's not why you get into business. Those are good things to have. But the number one thing you get into business is to make money, make a profit. Understand that. So that's what. So you have to concentrate on the activities that make you a profit, and that's what and you focus on that. And then the final thing is, you want to have a way that you can leave your wealth stream and your income and assets to your family or the next generation, where you could perpetuate generational wealth. And so if you don't understand those basics, and it is basic, but my dad would often say some things to me, and he's such a simple, practical man, a no BS man. Dad's one of those cats. He shoots straight, man. He's right. He don't joke around. He don't know how to small talk. Used to take me some time to really get used to that, until I found out later on I'm just like that now. My dad and I actually used to clash until my middle brother pointed out to we just alike. Because but I just cut straight to the chase. I don't really believe in hey, listen, your breath stink. Go get a minute. Well, people, I wouldn't say it like that. Well,
he'll say it like that.
I wouldn't say it like that, or you're doing this wrong. You're doing this wrong. This course of action is going to lead to disaster. I do talk with Prince Amir like that. He knows he never has to guess with me with anything. If any counsel he asks me from, he knows I'm going to talk straight, and he knows I'm going to say, hey, man, it ain't a matter what you think. You go down this course of action, this is what's going to happen. You can play with it you want, but I promise you, this is what's going to happen. We talk straight to each other. Well, Dad, my father, among other skills, he's very good at fixing stuff, electrical, plumbing, automotive. He just has this MacGyver type ability. And so much so, it's dang near on a genius level. But he could just reverse engineer stuff. He could just sit down and just figure stuff out. When he's in that mode, he doesn't like you to talk to him. He don't like you to say anything. He don't like you to make noise. He's sitting down there pondering and thinking of things. And then so you asking certain things about certain subject matter. Let's just say cars and stuff. And he'll say, well, it's just so simple. And it's just as easy as pouring water out of a boot with the directions on the bottom. It's just so simple. Anybody can do it. It's no big deal. And I had to remind my father, I said, for you, not everyone has that gift. Not everyone can see that. Some people, you have to show them how to do. I'm a visual learner and an auditory learner. You have to repeat it to me a couple of times. But most I have to have a combination of seeing it and hearing it. But once I lock in my mind, I can do it in my sleep. So my father taught me, you pay a man for what he knows. If it may be very simple for that man, but not for you, as he would teach me. So it may be very simple to think like, well, everybody should know, Fitzgerald, that you pay yourself first. No, they don't. Everyone should know that you get assets first. No, they don't. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in a culture that spend. Consumer, is it consumer savings or consumer spending that operates the economy? Consumer savings or consumer spending?
Consumer spending.
Okay, are the billboards designed to get you to save or spend?
Spend.
Okay, so they're trying to get your money out of their pocket. So you need to be very smart in how to keep your money in your pocket. So when you say these things like pay yourself first, acquire assets, create a residual income, get your own business, minimize your taxes, to minimize your tax rates, figure out a way to leave money, your wealth to your children's children, where you can create generational wealth. There are people with PhDs that don't know what I just said. I had to be taught this. I had to really sit around people who were free. I mean, just not working for anyone, young guys, but they had a system of knowledge that I wasn't being taught in schools, that my parents just sit down at a table and teach me. And so all I could do is just go ahead and apply that. So when I started when I knew I wanted a business, but I didn't know how to go about it. First of all, I didn't really have capital. Okay. And I just didn't really kind of know what I wanted to do with a business. I just wanted a business. And please don't make that mistake I did, saying you want a business, but you don't know you don't have it clearly defined. I want a business. Well, what do you want? Well, maybe I'll try bookstore. I like boats. Maybe I'll just go ahead and get boats and I'll fix jet skis on the side. I mean, those are good, but you have to know what you're trying to do. Then you have to know the market for what you're trying to do. Then you have to have a good product, what you're trying to do. Then you have to have a good superior system to distribute your product. Then you have to have a good payment system to get your funds. I mean, and I suggest it just don't be solely against cash related. Right now in the world, you better have something where people can take cryptocurrency. You better have a way that they can take electronic payment. That they can have all kinds of ways to get you the funds that you need, because you're going to need your revenue in order to operate and be profitable. So when back about 15 years ago, back around 2015, at 50 years old, I was crossing a crossroads. I had been very, very successful in sales. Pretty much well. That's how I made my living. I pretty much got typecast in that job. That's what most of my experience was in, and I wanted to try to. I needed to make a living, but I work, and I wasn't get promoted. Wasn't really going anywhere, so I still didn't give up the ideal. I wanted my own business. So along comes this gentleman that I've been knowing since 1998, Mr. Michael Delco. He said, "Hey, Fitzgerald, I have this business." That's what perked my ears up. That's one of the things that perked my ears up. He said, "It deals with gold. It's free to join." I said, "Well, business, gold, sign me up." No, because I didn't have any capital. Free business, gold, sign me up. And so how did I get in? He simply filled out the information for me. I didn't even do that myself. I didn't do that. Prince Amir has his link strolling down at the bottom of the page. Takes you about 7 minutes to start your own home-based business. So let's look at this first of all. Starting your own home-based business. Well, why do you want that home-based business? Well, I've clearly defined that, where you want to take advantage of the tax breaks that the home-based business affords you. Why do you want to take advantage of the tax breaks? Because it's going to give you more money in your pocket as opposed to you putting it in the government pocket. I think you know what better to do with your money, what to do with your money than the government knows what to do with your money, especially when it relates to your household. Okay, now, public school system is not going to teach you this, ladies and gentlemen. They're not going to teach you that. Now, the wealthy children's school system teach you, but it's not public; it's private. It's a whole other different education there. Okay, so I registered. Didn't understand what I had. did not understood what I had. And many of you who have registered in Prince Diane Samir's business, with Karatbar business, you don't understand what you have. Why do you say that, Mr. Fitzgerald? I can look at your analytics and numbers and see what you're doing. Both Prince Samir and I, we can see what you're doing. And by the simple act of your production, we realize you don't understand what you have. Let me tell you what you have when you register this business that costs you nothing to do. You literally have a multi-million-dollar business in your hand that you build. That's what you have. You have a business that can set you and your family financially free for generations, should you try to build it. You have a business that's going to allow you to not only incur the tax breaks by having your own home-based business, but it's also going to allow you to lead generational wealth. It's also going to pay your residual income, and it's also going to allow you to acquire assets, and particularly gold. Okay, that's what you have, a business that operates all over the world in 49 countries with a potential market base of 6.5 billion people. Who all you're doing is just looking to set them up in business and teach them how to acquire assets that you get paid from. No, so once I started understanding, now how did I understand that? How did I start understanding? I plugged into training. Well, what is training? That is a system called Wealth Builders, created by Mr. Ty and Mrs. Valerie Betts. It told me for free exactly how to develop a global business using Karatbars as a vehicle. And I simply followed the dots. I put my personality in it. I put my hustle in it. And I listened to people who are already at a place where I want to be, because I was trying to shorten the learning curve. I reached out. One of the first people I reached out with that was Prince Diane Samir. And I just simply said something along the line, hey, Diane, listen, man, I have this business. It's money to be made. Well, what's going on with it, Fitzgerald? Dealing with gold, man. I'm going to send you this right now. Just go ahead. I didn't even, did I send you the real money.info? I want to say I did. Okay, I didn't even do that because I was just going on the strength of my friendship. It took me a year to understand what I had. It took Dynad's 4 years to understand what he had. Just put it on the shelf because life was good. Sometimes you're in a point in life where you're not too hungry. You got enough on your plate. You eating, and everybody's eating good. Your tummy's full. You cool. But I didn't have that. I was hungry. I knew I couldn't do what I have to do. I knew I didn't have the luxury of doing. So I had to find something else. I had to figure out some way because I'm a little bit older than most people on this stream. And so I knew that retirement age was coming right around the corner. And I knew I didn't have anything, anywhere near like I want to have for retirement. I knew I wasn't planning on just depending on Social Security. So I had to go out there and create. So I had to literally get blazing fire hot to make up the lost time that I didn't have something like this. So lo and behold, I started moving and started talking to people. I started simply trading my paper dollars in for gold. This stuff right here, just gold, small gram gold increments. I think that's a gram card. It also comes in 2.5 gram cards and 5 gram cards. And I just started collecting this, just started holding it. Well, why gold? Why not? Gold's a tier 1 asset. When I started acquiring it back in 2015, it was $1,100 an ounce. Man, that was still very, very cost effective for me. I mean, not cost effective, really expensive compared to where I was. But I just started buying a little bit at a time, just small increments, paying myself first. We even have this product called Cash Gold, 0.1 gram of gold right there. And right in the middle, that is literally gold. I can pick that up for cheaper than what I can pick up a Chick-fil-A meal. And I just started collecting. But that was cool within itself. That was giving me asset accumulation, trading my dollars in that were going down in value for something that's going up in value. Then the other thing, I needed money right now. So I purchased my business package and I started sharing this with other people and showing them how to do this. Okay, showing them how to do this. One thing, remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have enough capital to fund your own business right away, and fund it, and and pay for the overhead, the buildings, the employees, and the supplies and other things, your best bet is to get into a business that's already established and then build a business within a business. That's all referral marketing is. You got guys who are making $200,000 a year with just the Amazon business. Actually, they're a big portion of Amazon's revenue. Okay, they allow you to build a business within a business. So that's what Karatbars does. A company created by the Harold Seitz in 2011 out of Stuttgart, Germany. So I built a business in the business. So the business is in gold. That gold you saw was in my hands, and I just started collecting. Then you remember I told you how to build residual income, having leverage. In other words, you're getting paid off the work of others. Well, I started sharing this with other people. Just a little bit at a time, picking up the phone and sending out Facebook things and talking to people, asking they look for ways to make money. And they said, yes, okay. Then I would send them some different information, follow up with them. They decided they was going to register and join us and start their own business too. And then I started getting a percentage of what they did. And then I started getting a percentage of what other people did. And they did, and they did, and they did, and they did, on down to infinity. Okay. And so when I started off at zero, just like you would start off at zero, and I went to building and building and building, and I, got this incredible friend of mine, Diana Samir, went gangbuster. Actually, I gave him to my wife because I was building her business, because we, trying to build wealth together, and so I gave Dynas to him. Well, Dynas is sponsored like 655. It'd probably be 660, 670 before the day is out, easily, all around the world. Well, Dynas is in my network, is in Denise's network, and we're all in Michael Delco's network, and all the way up to the Harold Seitz network, and we get paid off the percentage of what the network that we built produces. Simple. Okay. Also, what I like about it, I didn't have to go ahead and drive 15 people in 3 cars to meetings across towns and joining and flying all the other stuff. I didn't like that. I didn't want to do that no more. So we built our stuff by way of the phone, the internet. That was already in place, and then pretty soon this thing started growing and growing and growing and growing, and lo and behold, I wake up one day right now, I have close to 12,000 business partners who don't work for me, who work with me, and my purpose is to help them build and develop wealth for them and their family. Now, those business partners run in multiple countries, all over Africa. I'm real big with Africa. Love Africa. Just like talking to them cats over there, just a beautiful way of thinking, a beautiful way of doing things, and plus I just like connect with the continent, but also deal with Canada, and also deal with Europe, and also you deal with the Caribbean. I've learned that people are people. People are just as concerned about taking care of their family as I am mine. So, I got one of the business packages. Getting the business package is tax deductible. It's going to come with gold. It allows me to get paid for additional times a month. You can make money in the free position once a month. You really can. You're not going to make nearly what Prince Amir and I make because we have a business package, but you can make that. The business package allows you to get paid 4 additional times a month. Now, and with a couple of million people, with about over 1 million people doing this, it was just an opportunity for us. So as we expand, it started getting paid in euros on a MasterCard, started being able to extract cash off that MasterCard, still saving up my goal, still have a home-based business that I could take advantage of tax breaks at the end of the year. The website was keeping track of all my business operations, so including money earned, amount of partners that's working with me, amount of gold that I'm holding or that I have stored in my account, and all kinds of other things, where my commissions is coming from, pretty much everything I need. I wasn't getting a single bill. Plus, Mr. and Mrs. Vest put together Wealth Builders training system that does something every day all over the world, teaching people how to build this. You can just plug them into that system where they can get the same knowledge of you. Don't charge you a single dime for it. Prince Amir has out-earned me several times. several times. And, and my business is probably about 10 times larger than his. That probably is over 10 times larger than his. Don't make a difference. It's the way the payout system works. If he produces more, he earns more. For example, the way he's out earned me because he gets that he gets a percentage of people's packages that they register there. And so as he's doing that, because when you have a business package, you get 10% of the business package who you personally register, no matter which one you have. So and that's a form of stream. We have matching bonus income and units income and dual team incomes and stuff. And so we found that to be a pretty good market for the average person, but to build wealth, because we plugged them into a system that was easy to allow them to do that. Like that was a call right there from affiliate of mine and Prince Amir, Miss Wanda. Miss Wanda's up in Buffalo, New York. Well, she has some affiliates we need to work with. I'm going to work with them. They decide they're going to purchase gold or purchase package or purchase any other number of things to our product. Guess what? We're going to benefit from that, as well as people who are above her too, as long as they have these packages in there. So it's just an opportunity. It's just an opportunity. I know many of you have already heard me speak about it before, but you know what? But we know what I like about it. It allows us to build wealth from around the world. It allows us to have partners around the world to help them build wealth. And when you talk to people, we have a whole lot more in similarities than we ever have differences. And you really, really get down to talk to people, you're like, dang, man, they kind of just like me. They have a different way of processing things, but really they want to have their family taken care of. They want to be able to leave wealth to their children. They want to acquire assets. They want to be out from under people's. They want to be economically free, and so they're willing to work. I think one thing, even with my country and the West, I think one thing it is right here, that you find with the differences, like maybe Africa, and not maybe, but Africa and Asia and those different places. We have a lot of safety nets over here. When it says safety nets, Fitzgerald, a lot of jobs are going out, and what do you mean safety net? A lot of people don't get unemployment in other parts of the world. Mm-hmm. They don't have Social Security. They don't have like food banks or they don't have shelters and stuff like that. Something happened to them, they're on their own. I mean, and so they don't have those social safety nets. Now, a lot of our social safety nets are disappearing and eroding, but nevertheless they have it. So when they see an opportunity like this, they realize that, it's sink or swim. So that's what I mean by being hungry. Many people of us that have in the United States, I mean, who wants to just survive like maybe like $400 a week or something like that. God bless you. You're doing that. I'm not saying that to demean you, but some of us can't do that. Some of us need to make more in order to have the quality of life that we want to have. And so you just save a lot of gold, tell a lot of people, make a lot of money, as our senior founder, Ty Best, would say. Okay, once you register your account, you're going to receive an email from Karatbars. Just go ahead and click on that email and verify your account. And then you're going to be in business. And once you're in business, you're going to have a mentor, a guide to show you what you have, where you don't make the same mistake of myself and Prince Amir. We just sat on it because we just signing up, especially because there was no cost. You tend to cheapen something, but that's the last thing you want to do with this. And so give me a call. My personal number is 1-716-573-6296, 1-716-573-6296. Don't worry about wherever you are in the world. I have an international plan on my phone because I take a ton of numbers. And then, or you can send me an email at fitzgeraldstevens@gmail.com. Well, what's my goal? My goal is to do a goal statement with you. What do you mean a goal statement? What are you doing this for? I assume you're doing this because you want to make money. Well, how much and when? And let's put the plan together to get it. And don't go in there telling me like $2.50. You can do so much more. But we're going to put a plan together. I'm going to work with you. Both Prince Amir and I are going to show you how to do it. Incidentally, there's a whole nother team behind us. It's not just him and I. You have Denise Stevens. You have Michael Delco. You have Mr. Ty Best. You have all these incredible leaders who are committed to helping you build wealth. And so you're not alone. It's your business, and you're not alone. Incidentally, your business, you run it how you want. We'll just run it how the way to make you. We'll just show you how to make it profitable. Using our experience in the trial and error we went through, and that's all we did. But you know what? One thing we have liked about this. Let's just say if you're over in South Africa. Let's say if you're over in Sierra Leone, wherever you are. You think people over there are going to look to ways to make more money? Well, let's just say even if they don't, which is not going to be true. You can actually be running a global business in Sierra Leone and operating in Saudi Arabia or Kuwait or Japan or Israel or Italy, United States or Canada. You're not even leaving Saudi Arabia. You're running it through your phone. I can move over there, but I can move over there and start operating. But you have to consider what if you want to move, and that's a great thing, and many of us do. And many of us want to at least be able to maybe keep another home on a continent. I certainly do. I certainly want to do that. You're gonna have to have resources. September 8th, few weeks, I'll be 56 years old. I have no interest in going over to the continent somewhere or anywhere trying to find another job. I have no interest whatsoever. I'm just tired. I don't want to do that no more. But I know I'm going to have resources. So I can take this and have no cap on my income and live wherever I want, getting paid in euros and using that in accordance with that country's currency. Or I could just sit my happy in here down in Tampa and be fine. But nevertheless, I can have choices, all while growing a global wealth business from home. Ladies and gentlemen, I had a traditional business. I had a couple of them. You got to pay rent, overhead, employees, utilities, uniforms, payroll taxes. You got to pay all kinds of stuff before you even think about paying yourself. That's why they say for traditional business in the United States that you better have about 5 to 6 years worth of income and be prepared not to be to take a check that long, because you got to give it time to grow. Do you know that you can get a business package in this thing today and you can make money the same day? Get paid the following Friday, but you can do that. Because that's one of the things I'm learning, Prince Amir. People need money now. People want to acquire assets right now, especially with the way the economy is going on. People need things now. Well, you can do it. Is it a guarantee? No. But it's not a guarantee God Almighty will wake us up in the morning. We're just grateful when we do something with the day. So that's all. I mean, when a global perspective, okay, let's talk global. Okay. United States is going through a couple of things right now, but there's many countries that are thriving. Why do I keep talking about Africa so much? Mainly because I am one. I just happen to live over in the States, but that's my ancestral, where we come from. Why do I talk about Africa? Man, it's the fastest emerging market in the world. You hearing all this stuff about the African Union. It's a lot of stuff going on there for the positive. Africa isn't the stuff where there are a whole bunch of huts and people living in the bush. And man, please, Africa have cities that will rival the London's, Paris's, the Montreal, the New York, any day of the week. It's fact. There's plenty of multimillionaires out there. Plenty of people doing extraordinary well. It's a vibrant, growing economy. Well, I want to be a part of that. I want to be around that. So I'm a businessman. My job is to make money. And I have to go where it is. But I could easily deal with Africa every single day right here from Tampa by this phone, helping people set up people in businesses. So that's what we're saying. But we need to think. We need you to think in a global perspective. That's the only perspective you can. The world is connected. The world is an assortment of tribes, different tribes. In the world of business, those dudes are, you're pulling revenue from wherever you can pull it from. And the people who have the revenue are simply better than those who don't. So on that note, I'm finished. I want to just look at a few comments right here because I like answering questions and seeing the comments. If that's okay, Prince, with you.
No, go ahead. No problem.
Overall greatness 23. Some people still capitalize off of text. Everyone capitalizes off of text if you really want to make serious income. I heard that Karatbars phone is not that impressive. It has a lot of problems, but it's interesting that it's talk over the blockchain. Yeah, well, there are some things we have to work out. I'll admit that. I'm not going to shy away from that. I have one myself, but I still like the phone, but I still use primarily my Note 8, as far as like that. Eventually I get mine hooked up. Prince Amir said you can buy his. I still think it's a pretty good deal. Manifesting Dreams TV, thank you for the information. No, thank you for listening. I appreciate you coming on. Okay, Manifesting Dreams also TV. At Search for Uru, could African Americans go to a country in Africa and start their own Black Wall Street? Sure, of course we can. Of course we can. I guess we have to learn the rules of that country, but of course we can. African Americans who were no. Okay, Manifesting Dreams TV. I'm going to say something. I know what you're saying. Africans, we're Africans. I'm an African. But we were just prisoner of war brought to this land. So we can go and build anywhere. We can build anything anywhere. As a matter of fact, we are the builders of civilization, period. So that's still in there. So we easily could do that. We just have to find a country that it's conducive to allow us, to build, and but hopefully won't see us as foreigners and going there to actually bring a benefit to the nation. I heard a lot of people. I heard a lot. Black people in this nation are looking at Ghana. I don't know why. I guess Ghana has a plan that lets people repatriate back there real quick, but I guess I think the Ghanese government, but there's other countries I want to look at over there besides Ghana. I do know there's 54 countries in Africa. So as far as I want to taste a little bit of different flavors over there before I finally decide to settle down. Let me see. Diane, you can help me out.
No, I mean,
CEO DMP. African Americans at this point in time are focused more on expanding our infrastructure here in our homeland in America. Infrastructure. Let's agree to disagree. When you think infrastructure, I'm thinking like bridges and buildings. When I think infrastructure, highway. I think I kind of see where you're going, but yeah, I mean, some people, man, this is all we know, So some people, don't think just because we know we're African descent. Don't think that many of want to go back. Some people don't want to do anything. Want to have anything to do with Africa much. It's except beyond the curiosity. People don't want to explore it now. I want to see, hey, where do my people come from? What's over there? Let's go ahead and connect with them. Like for instance, Dynas brought out this, and it's absolutely true. He said like the Togolese, and we have a Togolese affiliate. He said the Togolese look a lot like African American, and I started looking at this individual. I'm like, dang, he's right. That could be a relative of mine,
Benin Republic.
Yeah, they look just like African Americans over here. No, the truth. And I ignorantly asked this question. It was an ignorant question. I said, Diane, ask why is that? He said, because Fitzgerald, that's where you guys came from. That's where we came from. Made all the sense in the world. Mannerism is similar. Just they speak French over there, but you have a different accent. But a lot of so I could easily fit well in over there. So I would like to take a look at that. Black people also at CEO DMP. Black people have to accept our current condition by understanding what put us in this condition. More focus on how we could transition to a more desired situation right in America. You ain't gonna transition anything without economic power. CEO DMP. Like I said, I'm about building wealth right here. You don't have economic power, all the rest of it's not going to make a difference. It really isn't. Economic power combined with purchase and political power. So people who have that, can pretty much well set their own agenda any day of the week. That's what the Chinese do when they come over here. They started off doing the railroads when they came right here, and got stuck over there, most of that California stuff, and doing quite well for themselves over there because they never forgot they were Chinese. Okay, so they did things for that overall group to go up, and so any people who take those philosophies can achieve what other people have done. Miss Jill, How can he help me build wealth when he cannot complete a sentence without tripping over himself?
Just move on. Let's
No,
move.
no, no. I am. I am. You have a good day, Miss Fitzgerald. Have a great day. Um, have a great day. And I will still help you create wealth if that's what you want, even though ignoring your childish remark. I will still help you create wealth as far as with this. And my personal cell number 1-716-573-6296. So we'll still help you do what you need to do for building wealth for your family. Um, and that's pretty much what I want to look at. Mr. Heyman, thank you, said he's subscribing to my channel. Thank you for that. We have to talk, ladies and gentlemen. We have to talk, and we come from different regions in the country. I'm a Southerner, about Southeast Alabama. Prince Amir is out of Sacramento, California. And Michael Delco is out of Eden, North Carolina. I mean, we have different people who come from different places, and we have more in commonality than what we do in differences. I'm trying to find common ground because I know how very important it is for people to build wealth and people to establish businesses and people to have qualities choices in their lives. And so that's what we're committed to do. I will tell you very much so, please become a subscriber, Prince Amir. I'm only a small fraction of what this man does with the level of content that he puts out and bringing speakers together and discussing the now issues and what I like about Prince Amir, and I'm not just saying this because he's my friend. The man is solution oriented, and that's something that I want to take more out of his playbook. Even more so than already in my playbook. Okay, we know about the problems. We can only talk about the problems so much, and let's talk about the solution. One of the biggest problem is that people are being crushed economically, and so we have to understand that we really need to think about building generational wealth to not only help ourselves and other people. On that note, what we're going to do is allow you guys to go. Thank you very, very much. We appreciate your time. Alfonso Morrison, we cannot stop miseducation in public schools that confuses us on a true progress and liberation. You're right. We can't stop the miseducation in public school, Mr. Morris. Public school was never designed to educate our children. That belongs to us. That belongs to us. Man, you bring up an interesting point, Mr. Morris. When I was in Alabama and as a kid, I never knew the Egyptians were black. Okay, why you say that, Fitzgerald? Because they used to have this show, like with the Ten Commandments, with Richard Burton. He would play Moses, the white Caucasian gentleman. But the biggest thing that had effect upon me is when Elizabeth Taylor would play Cleopatra. Elizabeth Taylor, the beautiful, attractive, dark-skinned white lady. Well, that's what I saw as a boy. My parents and my grandparents never corrected that. We had all kinds of images as far as in the house. They never taught me history. They never taught me that. It was until I was a freshman going to Alabama State, a historical black college in Montgomery, Alabama. I would later graduate out of the University of Alabama. That I went to the art and I actually saw from the paintings that the Egyptian were black people. I stared at it and stared at it and stared at it. Wrote a dissertation, and my art teacher actually told me she had never seen someone who took such an interest in the art and that artwork like I just did. She wrote me a letter with that because I didn't know. It's almost like I had been reborn. And so I got out there and I started learning about who I was because I wasn't taught that. And so for the big things now, I'm responding to this. It's up to parents to teach their children that. When I have children, I'm not going to leave a lot of their teaching to just the public school system. First of all, they ain't going to be in the public school system. More likely, with the wealth will have accumulated, then I'll either have tutors, as far as with them, I'll definitely be involved in their education myself and teaching them these things that public schools cannot do. You can't expect You can't expect public school to teach you these principles. Your children these principles, because public school, what they're trying to do is just create workers, and they have no business in being a sole facilitator of your child's education. That belongs to you. And so we appreciate your time. Thank you for this Sunday morning. You guys have a great day. We're going to have, for those of us who are already a part of Karatbars, or for those of us here you're going to join, we're going to have a training tonight. goldrocks.info. When you choose to register, Prince Amir or myself, we can send you the Telegraph link, that link that's going to give you the Wealth Builders training schedule, so you can get that. But it's part of just learning what we need to know to do. So we appreciate it. And Dynas, man, we need to start to support you more. We need to start getting these super chats to you, and need to start getting into, because man, the content you're bringing, dude, God, you can charge a subscription page for this, man, and it would be nothing for you to request like $25-$50 a month and get it. I mean, I know your content, I know what it's about. Right. So you keep doing your good work, and he's not going to say it, but that book right there, the Get Off Your and Cold Call. Well, why is that important? Is it just because that's his brand? Just because that T-shirt, that's brand? No, but let's just stick to the book. Why is that so important? Because you're going to have communicative people skills in order to build a business like this. That's a tool. That's a tool. I mean, if you build a house, you wouldn't go and build a house without a circular saw, a hammer, pretty much the tools that you need to build. Well, that book right there will show you how to communicate better in order to build your business. So you need to grab that. Africa is my therapy. Why we want to do that? Because that helps him get this content out without having to charge. I mean, I support him myself. And he didn't ask me to do this. I'm just doing it. Plus the fact that he's my friend and everything. So we need to get behind people. And I'm not seeing practically anyone that's doing it quite like Amir. He has his forum that's different from Mr. Umar Johnson, that's different from a lot of the other leaders. But nevertheless, this is a young, dynamic man who's been doing this for years. And what I like about Prince, he actually has boots on the ground in Africa. I mean, when that man talked about it, I generally listen because he knows what he's talking about. He's been there several times, so he can give me that perspective. He is the one that really, really, really got me interested in Africa. And everything goes back full circle. I talked to him years ago before he started doing this, and I said, "Hey man, take a vacation." He talked to another guy, say, "Take the African." So now he's
2011. I can tell you exactly where I had that conversation at. It was on.
So now he has inspired me to go. I said, "Man, just go to a vacation and go somewhere, like that." And so you give out, it comes back to you. So we appreciate it. God bless you all, and we thank you, because he's right. I'll end it on my saying right there. But Prince Amir said there will be no search for Uber without financial support. He's right. He's right. 91 BJJ, thank you for registering. Okay, give me a call. Once you do that, I'll be hanging around here a little bit. Warren Buffett has said, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. Prince Dynas Amir has said, titles are not sexy, income is. Mr. Michael Delco has said, if you don't come from a wealthy family needs to come from you. And Fitzgerald Stevens says that if you don't make moves will be made on you. This whole conversation comes down to one word and one word only: choices. Choices shape destiny. Choices matter. To not make a choice is making a choice. And you have to be very, very careful who you associate, who you're getting information from, who you're aligning yourself with, if you want to be great. And I assume you guys want to be great. If you want to just get by, well, Amir and Stevens is not the channel for you. Because we're not concerned about turning around to get by. We won't be here forever, ladies and gentlemen, nor will you. And so, but generations after us will. We just want to put them in the better position of what we are, and that's what we want. We want to leave a legacy. So Dynas, man, praise you. I praise you. You know, great for the type of individual and what you're doing and what you're bringing to the marketplace, Mr. Genesis. Good to see your name popping up there, man. You and I need to talk. I asked you to call me. I haven't heard from you. Just want to, swap some conversation. Which I definitely follow you on Facebook a lot, so you probably hear me clicking your stuff. Man, I'm going to get ready to go. Let these good people go. Well, it's not football, man. That's kind of strange. But football's coming up next week, ain't it? Next September. That's when the season kick off.
Yeah, something like that. Whoever's playing, yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, well, be nice, but rather than think yourself about being entertained this time of your life and being entertained by these games, why don't you create your own game and you entertain yourself by building something for you and your family. Appreciate you. Anybody who wants to call me, feel free. I will answer my phone. If I don't, please leave a message, and and I will help you to the best of my ability. So thank you.
No problem. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Again, affiliate links in the chat room. Click on the affiliate link, sign up as an affiliate. It's also at the bottom of the screen and on the ticker. Until next time, family, Dynasty Search for Huru. Peace.